Mr. Vayrynen, you come from Finland, and what is the importance of the accordion in your country for all the Finnish culture?
It's quite, let's say it was very famous, very important, because when the first accordion came to Finland from Italy, from Russia, both directions, the countryside dancing culture changed, because before that they just had a violin and touch instruments. And accordion was really the thing on the days. Understand? Really a thing on the days. Every dance place in the countryside had to have accordion. Of course, in the 50s, when the Elvis Presley and these kind of things came in fashion, the rock started to be famous. That meant also the decrease of the importance and success of accordion on the days. Then we came back on 60s and 70s, and that then started what we would say now contemporary or classical accordion movement. 1970s, accordion was accepted to Sibelius Academy, which is the highest institution of musical education in our country. And from then, gradually, accordion has become quite famous on the classical music scene. And I remember when I went to the Sibelius Academy as 13 years old boy in 1981, August. I was pretty ashamed to be accordionist when all those wonderful composers and conductors and pianists, cellists, violinists were there. But now, on 2014, I see the big difference. And accordionist has received the big national honors. I've received a few times myself as well. We are really within the musical society. I played with winner of Herbert von Karajan competition for many times with conductors. Even outside Finland in the Wien Musikverein, in this famous hall where New Year's concert of Vienna Philharmonics takes place. I was the first accordionist to play there with the Finnish orchestra. Actually, it's quite good to be accordionist in our country nowadays. We have a long history. Accordion is associated into the very different styles. The classical contemporary is one. Folk music, ethno music, all kinds of things. I must say that I'm proud of being an accordionist there. And I'm also proud that there are so many different directions to play. Even though I'm the classical to contemporary accordionist, I would not even exist without the ethno or folk or variete or dance music. It's our kind of traditional instrument which broke into the concert scene during the last 40 years.
How it started, this your interest, your passion? Exactly. You can imagine a moment or
I remember it precisely, very precisely. Obviously, I was musically quite talented, and I have very different past from many people. I never lived with my parents because they divorced when I was 1 year old, and they were really not able to take care of me. So I moved at the age of 4 or 5, I can't remember that precisely, around that time to live with my great-grandmother. Great-grandmother, not grandmother, the mother of my grandmother. And the sister of my grandmother was living there as well. And she used to play accordion. She had one little Weltmeister instrument from Germany. And every time she started to play at home, because we were living, her, my great-grandmother and myself. I'm raised by females. Maybe that explains my interest to females as well. Anyway, I always hated to play this. And when I went out when I heard this accordion. But one day, I think I was 5. In autumn, in Finland it's very gloomy, it's rainy, it's it's getting dark, children doesn't want to play outdoor anymore. For some interest I took this accordion from the floor. And this was the moment when this journey started, and it has not so far ended. And I got so interested in it that I was able to play with both hands after the first day of practice. And I became obsessed on it. But I know precisely when it started. It was not kind of glissando sliding in somewhere, it was subito, so now I begin to play accordion. And I was I was discovered then as a special talented child and taken into the academy later, and I never had another possibility, other chance. I had to become accordionist. Sometimes today I think that I would like to change my profession because it's not easy always. But unfortunately this is the only thing I can do.
Mika, this year you will attend at the 39 edition of the International Prize of Castelfidardo. You will there, and like a musician. And what do you expect from the event?
I've been here. My first time to Castelfidardo was when I was a young man. I came by Interrail to here. Took the bus from somewhere, tried to find some accordion factories. It was not so difficult, by the way. Later on I have been here every now and then. I played a couple Italian instruments. I've been visiting the factories for some, also for cooperation to develop instruments. And I've been playing in Castelfidardo during the festival also, years ago. And what I expect a lot of friends. That's very important, and I think we accordionists should be friends with each other. Concerts in these kind of places are always different. I just played a concert in Klingenthal, and I described the situation to one pianist that, can you imagine to go to stage and play piano concert to 200 pianists? And this will be the case in Castelfidardo, so probably it will be one of the most difficult concerts for this year. But on the other hand, it's interesting to show something new, maybe something which people have never heard before. I have pieces which will get their Italian premiere here. Of course, when we are in Italy, I also expect very good wine and very good food.
The really music, the really music of life.
Precise.
And as the top musicians, you know the international reality of the accordion, and I would like to ask you what your vision of the PIF, of the International Prize of the Accordion of Castelfidardo in Europe.
In future, you mean? In future. Well, one of the most important things, if I may say. Personally, I am not for competitions very often, because there is something switched on the concept of competition. But when we make a competition, there are a few parameters which are incredibly important for young people who prepare maybe 1 year for this event. Of course, the stability of event is what I wish to all of these important accordion festivals. When it's in Castelfidardo, if it's Klingenthal, we need stability, so that we know that the next 10 or 15 years it will take place and get better. But then, as a professional, I'm sometimes very worried about the competence of jury. That's one point what should be taken care to guarantee the big number of applicants, because if the jury is with big names, like in piano competition or violin competitions, even more people will attend, because everybody wants to be judged by a competent, experienced musician, meaning that every jury member should be able to play at least on the same level as the candidates, but preferably about 300% better. And also the sides program, I think it's now quite nice what I heard about this, several styles, players, and I think there should not be too much of that. But I see quite a good future in here. The most important is that the people support the accordion factories, will support the festival in future as well. And the city will support. And it will continue, maybe becoming stronger, that's what I wish. We don't have so many things in accordion society. So these few important spots for young people to visit, to meet each other, to compete, to hear new things, they should be very stable for the future.
And 5 minutes before playing in front of the public, what do you feel inside you?
It's very easy. I ask to myself, why the hell you are doing this? Because, you know, I played hundreds of concerts in my life in different countries everywhere. Many people think that it gets easier by the experience. No, in my case it gets more difficult because the responsibility for music becomes bigger. We start to understand that playing is very profound activity. Then one realizes that we are not computers, we are human beings. I don't look like a computer, so I am not a computer. And the mortality 5 minutes before going to stage is evident. We are mortals. You never know what is going to happen. Even we practice because we want to be safe, but we cannot be safe in this business. The fame, you know, if you play one good concert, the next concert the audience is looking for more. Always better and better and better. And this can be very stressy sometimes. Because again, we are not computers, we also have a private lives which affects our total being. So to me, to go to stage is in some ways is kind of torture. But I learned to live with this. And after the concert, there are no fireworks anymore. No big parties for success or failure or whatever. It's just one concert and mostly I'm relieved that it's over, nothing catastrophic probably happened. It's also the profession. But it's torture. As you say in Italy, il dolce dolore, sweet pain.
Exactly. And but speaking around words, your surname Vayrynen means maybe a little wind. Is it?
Wind, yes. How there could be a longer.
Like the sound of a philharmonic, a little wind.
Well, as I said, according to my temperament, the name should be tornado.